Yes, guys, and a welcome from me. This is Championship Manager 0102, the King of the Dugout, Season 3 conclusion. Now, you might have already seen a couple of the videos that I posted a couple of days ago, which was basically the playoff final of Division 1 and the Champions League final. But I aim to do a video on this, just sort of to give a little bit of a quick summary to all our players in what was an absolute stunning end to the season. So, let's fire this bad boy up then. Okay, are you ready? Let's just make sure. No one got the sack in the last month. Just to remind you, William was sacked in April. So that's why it says William 2. Lee Sharples, he was sacked a couple of months back. So, where do we start? Let's go with the first division, shall we? Let's go with the first division. I think it's only right. The first division finishes like this. The playoff goes to Trump Towers, Migadonte. He's finally crossed the line. Now, forget the fact of what's involved for the King of the Dugout going forward. He's finally crossed the line, and I think he'll be really pleased. I don't think Ross will. Ross, of course, in charge of Dunthorpe. A very good season for Ross. He just came up a little bit short. He was my tip to go up, Ross. But if we just show you the results now then. So, I think, give credit where it's due here to Lee Sharples. When you've had the sack, and this happened last season as well, he had the sack and he still led them to playoffs. And I think you need to give him full credit there. And also huge credit to Dave Tresidder, Harvey's Potato, to lead them to playoffs. I felt was absolutely brilliant. I think he's done a really, really good job to get them there. But in terms of the league, let me show you now then. Connor was always one of my favourites. I always tipped Connor of the Atletico 5. Dunthorpe's from Ross, and of course I also tipped Trump Towers. But Sunday strikers, Philippe Dirala, what a fucking season he has had, and he's gone beyond expectations to get promotion. And credit where it's due, he only finished a point off the pace. Let me just see what Connor's last few games were. He must have. Of course he did. Yeah. Oh, I see. Yeah, we had one more game, didn't we? Where Ross could have still won it. But that last game then, let's just have a look now then. Had Philippe had not won this last game, he beat Lee Sharples. But Lee Sharples, fucking it, and Pipe Hayes, oh my days, Pipe Hayes now then, lost at Trump Towers. That is just fucking outrageous. So, okay, where to start here? So much. So Pipe Hayes, Trevor Choi, lost that last game, and it cost them... It's hilarious because it cost them a playoff spot, and there's been a lot of good banter between Pipe Hayes manager Trevor Choi and Lee Sharples over at Sharpshooters. Forest Knights, which is Wayne Chester, very good season for him, very good season indeed, and unfortunate to only finish 3 points off the playoffs. North London is red, Gary Hanks, difficult second half of the season, he had a great first half, but then he slipped up. And also Adu had a bit of a moderate season, really. I don't think he'd be too disappointed with 10th place. Given him, Forest Knights and Harvey's Potato, they were all newbies. And I think we have to mention here, William McGregor, a bit of a shit show, really, for him. It really was. But it is what it is, you know. So it's on to the next chapter of King of the Dugout, which we will get to in a moment. The Premier Division is like this, and Jesper Rodman has retained the Premier League. It took the last game of the season to just get over the line, so to speak. But what was costly in the last month of May was that one. It was Dutch Warriors 2, the Dark Destroyers 0. And Matt cannot believe it. I mean, credit where it's due, and I've seen the way Jesper has, what he's done in terms of tactically, and he's done a great job. To win the title is great, but to retain it is even harder. It's very much more impressive. Stuart Danton, he'll be relieved, I think, to finish third. I think it looked like it was going to be third. Then he sort of went a little bit yo-yo. Soylent Burgers, Almo, I think he'll be happy to take fourth. And Mark Rutgers, he'll take fifth. And I think he'll be happy knowing that he played a big part in who won that title. Go back to Soylent Burgers. Let me remind you, of course, from a previous update, they won the League Cup on penalties. They beat the Dark Destroyers. So Almo will be very, very happy for his season to have ended like that. Okay. over to, just give you some confirmation of the League Cup there. Soylent did it on penalties. The FA Cup went to Jesper Ronman. So, he's done the double. He did the double, and a little bit unjustified, I think it's fair to say. It took extra time, but credit where it's due to our Premiership champion. He takes the FA Cup, and what a fucking, what a season he has had. Absolute phenomenal season. And just whilst I'm just bringing something up now, because I think there's something I'm going to have to show you guys afterwards, or at least tell you. I can't show you it on this screen. But an absolute cracking season for Jesper indeed. Okay, so that's that then. Let's now go to the European competition. Let's go to the UEFA Cup. And he got something. He might have lost the league. He might have lost the League Cup. But he took the UEFA Cup. Deservedly so. Matt's Dark Destroyers, a fine result there. And a well-deserved trophy indeed. And I think, to be fair, after his frantic, was it the quarter-final? I thought it was semis. He took out his biggest competitor, I feel. Trump Towers, of course, were the defending champions of the UEFA Cup. But congratulations to Matt there. And finally, you might have already seen this, so you might be no stranger to what's about to come along in terms of the Champions League. But if you haven't seen it, get ready. The Champions League went like this. He did the treble. Jesper Ronman won the Champions League. He beat Stuart Danton and Steve Jen in the final. Stuart will be pleased to have got to the final. Wow. What can I say? Is fucking wow. He really did... He turned a few heads. He really did. And I think a big congratulations to Jesper Ronman there with the treble. Okay, so let's next up now then very quickly. Let me just tell you now how our trophy table finished up now then. Trump Towers, managed by Mega Dante, finished with 4 trophies. An FA Cup, a Community Shield, a UEFA Cup and a Super Cup. The Dark Destroyers, Matt took a First Division title, an FA Cup and a UEFA Cup. Jesper Ronman took 2 Premiership titles, an FA Cup, a Community Shield and a Champions League. 5 trophies for him. Almo, Soylent Burgers took a League Cup. Connor's Alfretico 5 took a First Division title. And it's worth mentioning that Noel Draper, who resigned at the end of last season, took over Perfetico Madrid at the start, and he claimed a First Division title and a League Cup as well. So that is our trophy cabinet. Done and dusted. Now, the next thing I'm going to tell you very quickly, a lot of people weren't aware of how I was going to do this, right? So you all know, right, how managerial stats works with the points and shit like that. So, as you can see, right, Jesper, for this season, got 429,108. Now, of course, it is essentially only January to December. So, essentially, really, it's... January to now is those points accumulated for Jesper. So what I actually did, right, particularly for 12 of our managers who were involved in all 3 seasons, I logged their points for each season. Jesper finished top. Like, for example, in Season 1, he got 92,000, just over. Season 2, 188,000. And in Season 3, you just see 429,000. Total of 710,245. Divided by 3, because he played 3 seasons, was an average of 236,748. Jesper Ronman is the king of the dugout, based on average. And I think it was inevitable that was going to happen. In second place was... Matt with his Dark Destroyers. In third place was Migadonte, just behind Matt. In fourth place was Stuart Danton. And in fifth place was Mark Rutgers. It was difficult to include Connor in that because he was only involved in 2 seasons. And of course the 3 guys that only played 1 season. But it was just always worth noting. I think it was important for those guys to be acknowledged and credit where it is due. So... that is that. Before we go any further, let me just give you a quick reminder, because I didn't actually go through this before. Let's go through the player stats now then. The average rating, Jesper takes it. Not surprising. Why is it not surprising there? Crazy, isn't it? The goals went to Van Nistelrooy. Well, Almo took it. The assists went to... oh, you could not script that shit. A lot of back-end discussions about David Schindler. 27. Lee Sharples will be fucking fuming. Credit where it is due there. And finally, let's just have a look at our Manager of the Year awards. Not Manager, Young Player of the Month, sorry. So Cartwright, no, we don't give a shit about that. Player of the Month went to DD of Degeneration, well done. And the Manager of the Month went to Mark Rutgers. Yeah, well done. Over to the First Division now. The Manager of the Month went to Mega Dante. Well done, Mr. Dante. Player of the Month went to Mate Taylor of Dunthorpe. And the Young Player of the Month went to Joe Cole. Okay, so let's now go to the First Division. The assist machine. Chiesa of the Sunday Strikers. Well done, Mr. Philippe Dirala, with that one. Goals, Constantino. Now, that's an interesting one, because I remember him being available. I think it was on the Scouts that Mark did. The average rating then went to Chiesa again. Wow. You've got to give him so much credit. I think he's had such a difficult couple of seasons, Philippe Dirala. To lead Sunday Strikers to promotion, absolutely fucking brilliant. I mean, look at that, right? 61 goal involvements. That is absolutely insane. Well done. And quickly now then, before I disappear, it leads me to tell you what's happening now for the next stage of the King of the Dugout. I don't expect us to have all our same managers for this next part for a few reasons. So we are going to be restarting it as such, where all our managers are going to be in Division 3. And it's going to be a completely different format. Mark Whittaker's got it all set up, how it's going to go. There is a PDF to explain exactly how. But basically, there's going to be a lot of luck of the wheel, really. But it's just going to make things a lot more fairer, and we don't do so much with the bidding and stuff. We won't do it in the same terms of bidding. Now, the first people that are going to get a chance to say if they want to participate are these guys, a lot of which have already said yes, some of which probably won't, but you need to be active on Discord. We have a Discord server for this King of the Dugout in association with the Amphitheatre Facebook group, but you need to be active on the King of the Dugout, because it makes it very difficult, which is my own fault for not being on Facebook anymore due to some wanker. But if it sounds like, if you like the old King of the Dugout and you think to yourself, I'd love to do that, let me know. Let us know in the comments. I can get you to the Discord server. It's all set. I can get you the link and we can get you in there, and it's all great fun. But, you know, we're going to have a little week or so break now before we really look into anything. I just want to get numbers. And the guys will, and this will potentially be a much more longer term side of things. It's going to be a lot different, and maybe we won't see Jesper Rodman run away with free cups in a season. But no, and you know, some people said about how did Matt get such a big team or a quality team? It just proves, right? Jesper Rodman has proved it don't matter how many Galacticos you've got. It's tactics. It is tactics, and Matt knew the hardest part of the UEFA Cup was going to be taking out Trump Towers, and he did so. I think Ross Horn has been one of the most unluckiest guys around. I really do. I think Dave Treasurer, has done brilliant in his first one and only season. So, we move on. And that's King of the Dugout. Until next time from me and the HQ, take it easy.